Hi, I would like to ask you something. Have you ever thought about your skin color as a factor that affects your life? A tough question, right? So, hold on there. Let's talk about something that might help you to answer to my question. Let's talk about race or white privilege. But what white privilege is? Well, according to the prominent American scholar Peggy McIntosh, white privilege is like an invisible and weightless knapsack. So it has like a very special provisions for people. But isn't that clear? So let me explain you in a better way. White privilege or race privilege, it's like an eternal golden pass. But actually it's not this piece of paper, but your skin color or skin whiteness. So it doesn't matter if you're Latin American, European or Asian. It is your skin whiteness what will give you the advantages or access to everything you want. So could you imagine yourself living all your life with this golden pass, which is your whiteness? So imagine you want to go out with your friends to the club and everybody has to wait for hours and hours in the line. But hey, you won't have to wait for it because you have this golden pass which will give you the capability to enter without any kind of wasting time. At the same time, let's suppose that you are a student with not that good GPA and you want to apply for a school program. But hey, you will get chosen just because of your skin color. Such a nice life, right? But hold on there. White or race privilege has also a negative side. So, as it is a golden pass for some people, it could be also a restriction mark for some other. Which means, while you're having all those commodities and facilities, there is people out there who is facing obstacles and maltreatments. Race privilege is something that affects in a very negative way millions of people's lives. And all of that just because they do not fulfill those whiteness standards. So could you imagine now yourself living the rest of your life with those restriction mark? Could you imagine, for example, yourself as being an indigenous man in Ecuador, married with a German woman, and you have this beautiful family and this successful career, but you're always confused as the family driver or as the family gardener? Or could you imagine yourself, for example, being a student and commuting every day to school, and you're the only one every day who is asked to show the ticket, just because you don't look like you can afford the ticket? Or could you imagine also yourself being an English tutor and realize that whenever people see your skin color, they hesitate to take your classes? So could you imagine yourself living the rest of your life being questioned about how you look, what you do, or what you own? Let me tell you something. Being aware of how different we are is not the problem. The problem is that we keep insisting on denying the existence of inequalities between people. And just because they have this perception or stereotypes about skin whiteness or skin color. Have experienced race privilege or white privilege doesn't make you a bad person automatically. The point of inflection, or the point here, is to be conscious or not. So it is in your hand to take a step forward and be aware of it, or just ignore the situation and keep perpetuating it. Guys, we do play an important role in other people's life, which means your active or passive actions will do have consequences. And it is in our hands to decide whether those consequences are good or bad for other people. So after all of this, let me ask you again. Do you think your skin color is a factor that affects your life? Or a better question, and regardless your position about this, what would you do after knowing this? What would you do from now?